Hi everybody and welcome back to my channel. This is Dr. Krashik and I'm very happy to be here today. So I'm very excited to do one of my favorite video I do every year, ranking. This is the mid-season ranking. I'm gonna know a little bit late for that, but this is a very long video to make. So I know you love them, I love them. So this is my mid-season ranking for the NHL 2025 draft. So, first of all, this is a top 20 prospect, and this is not really a ranking the where is going to be drafted, but where I rank them. So now, at number 20, Kayshawn Atkinson. This guy was number 20 in my list of my way too early mock draft. So this guy is a 6'1", 198 pounds lefty defenseman that go between 15 to late 20s in the mock draft, and I really like this guy. So he was 20 my first mock draft, he's still number 20, didn't move at all, but that doesn't mean that I don't like him or he didn't change. He's a very effective two-way defenseman. If you continue like that, gonna finish the season with 47 points, and I really like his play. He's a great skater, very good in the defensive zone, and I really think have great upside to become a top 4 lefty defenseman in the NHL. At number 19, I have a guy who have dropped one place comparing to the first way too early list, Cole Reshney. He was 18 in my first list, right now go at 19. He's a 5'10", 187 pound center that can play wing also, and this guy go to 11 overall to mid 30s. And this is a guy I like a lot because he's a hard-working, high IQ player that play in the all 3 zone. But he have some issue in the game that put myself some question mark for the next step. Right now I have 45 points in 36 game in the WHL and will go, if he continue like that, with a season of 82 points. And this is a guy who play very well, is hard-working, it doesn't have a lot of an issue except his skating. I really think the lack of explosiveness in the skating ability can be a real issue for undersized center. He can learn to play a little bit like a Suzuki is not the most explosive center in the NHL, but Suzuki is such a high IQ player, and I think that Reshney doesn't have the same edge IQ wise. So I have some question mark for him, but I really think the skill are there, so he deserves to be in my top 20 list. At number 18, I have a guy who have dropped his draft stock a lot. Logan Ansler, playing in the NCAA for the University of Wisconsin. I've never seen a defenseman losing that much stock in a season or half a season. Logan Ansler is a great skater and have great physique, 6'2", almost 200 pounds, shot from the right, so everything is there on paper. But I cannot understand why some people still have him in number 10 or more. This guy have only 7 points in 17 games and 1 assist in 7 games in the World Cup. And he was not great. We need to be honest, it's not because of him that USA won the gold medal. He have a lot of difficulty defensively in the NCAA and the World Cup U20. He's not a very good two-way defenseman, and offensively this year, it was very difficult. I put him there only because the potential and the skating ability, because otherwise it will not be in the top 20 if you were honest. So at number 17, I have one of my biggest riser on this list, Brennan Coote. He was 33 in my first list, and I didn't show my second round guy, but he was a second round player. A 6', 183 pound center who shoot from the right, who play right now very well in the CHL. He go between 12 to the late 20s in mock draft right now. This is a guy I like a lot because he can attack the net with a lot of speed and have very good handle, and I don't hate his shot also. This is a guy who have a lot of tools that can work very well in the NHL. Right now have 32 points in 35 games, but with a team that it's mostly just him. So Brennan Coote it's mainly the only dangerous weapon right now in his team. So it's kind of difficult to compare his number against other guy in the top 20 or even top 12 right now. So Brandon Coots can be a very fun option for a lot of team. So at number 16, another big riser from my previous list, Blake Fiddler. This guy, I love him a lot. I know the number are not really there, but I really like him. He's a 6'4", 210 pounds righty defenseman who play a very physical brand of hockey. Go between 18 to the 30s. This is a guy I like a lot. He have physicality. He play very well defensively. Have an amazing first pass. This is a guy who's going to be a very solid second pairing defenseman playing from the right. Have a great season, better than last year, 16 point in 35 game. If he continue like that, gonna double his offense production. But I don't draft Blake Fiddler to be this offensive defenseman. I want him to be this physical guy that can protect the puck and skate with the puck a little bit. This is a guy I like a lot, and I think he's gonna have a great future in the NHL. At number 15, another guy who have rise. He was 23 in my first list, Jake O'Brien. And I really love the season he's having right now, and I really like what he does. A 6'2", 170-pound center who shot from the right, and I think he need to get a little bit more massive. That would come with time, and go between 12 to the late 20s, even some mid 30s. And this guy have been very good. He have a wicked shot. If you let him have a little bit of time right now, he's gonna score a goal. This guy have a great shot. 50 point in 39 game, 21 goals. Gonna finish the season if you continue like that with 88 point. And this is a guy I like a lot because it's a great two-way option for the future. He have the physique that he need, I think, get a little bit bigger, but he have the tool, he have the physicality, protect the puck very well. And I really love his creativity with it. He's not a guy who is afraid to do risky thing because a two-way player. No, he have the tool, he have confidence, he confident about it, and I think he's gonna have a great future if he continue like that. At number 14, he was 26 in my first mock draft. And this is Raddy Morka, the giant defenseman. He's right now playing the WHL with the Seattle Thunderbirds. And he's a 6'6", almost 200-pound defenseman who shot from the right. And right now his draft stock is a little bit everywhere. I've seen a fan mock draft having him in the top 10s, and I can see him in the second round. This is a guy with a lot of tool. Great shot. Skating with the puck forward is amazing. He's not a bad skater forward. Backward is another question that I have, but forward wise, he's skating very well, and he's 6'6" and shot from the right. But number wise, in the Czechia League, it was very difficult. He's very good since he's back in the WHL, but in the Czechia League, it was very difficult in the fact that he was not the best skating option backward. He was cheating a lot and creating a lot of gap in this league. So some questions, some little red flag, but great prospect any list. So at number 13, he was 28 in my first mock draft list, Cameron Schmidt from the Vancouver Giants in the WHL. He's maybe the smallest guy in my top 15, top 20 at 5'7", 160 pounds. But this guy is amazing with the puck. He's one of the most dangerous forward, and I love his handle, his shooting ability, everything. And I'm not alone because some people have him number 6 and go to the mid-20s. This is a guy who go kind of everywhere. 46 point this season with 29 goal in 34 game. And if he continue like that, we're going to finish the season with 53 goal at 17 years old. And this is a guy I like a lot because it's very, very dynamic, have a nasty backhand, have an amazing wrist shot, skating with the puck is all of this world. So I love him a lot of tools that I like, so I can say great future for him in the NHL. At number 12, he was number 13, so up a little one place jump, Justin Carbonneau. And I know I may be one of the people who's the highest of Justin Carbonneau, but I may be one of the guys who watch him the most this season. 6'1", 192 pounds, shot play right wing, he's shot from the right. This is a guy I love a lot, and I'm just such a fan of his game. He's an amazing puck protector. Skating with the puck in full speed is very good. Do I think he's gonna be an all-star? No, but he can be a very solid complementary piece in NHL. So this is a guy go between 14 or even 12 to 41. So kind of a little bit everywhere right now. And he's having an amazing season. 48 point in 37 game, 21 goal, 24 goal, 24 assists. Gonna finish with the season with 88 points if he continue like that. And this is a guy I like a lot because he can play with the puck and without the puck. And this is a skill that you need in NHL. You need to play full speed, you need to play with physicality, and you need to know how to play without the puck and be useful. And Justin Carbonneau have all these tools. He know how to play the game, even though he's not the main centerpiece of the team. So this is a skill set that will translate very well for a team that already have very good player in their team. At number 11, I have my ex number 4 best prospect in my first list, Anton Frondell. I'm kind of a little bit sad to put that guy there because sadly he's a great prospect. 6 foot, almost 200 pounds, center, shot from the left, and go between third to mid 50s, I think, in some lists. And Anton Frondell is a very solid prospect, but he have a couple of injury that kind of slow him down offensively this season, and the number are not that great. In the main league, is pretty good with 6 point in 13 game, but is the G20 number that kind of scare me with only 7 point in 10 game with 5 goal and 2 assists, and the lack of capacity to create for his teammate. This is a guy with a very solid shot, but I really like when my center can make play for his teammate, and Frondell was not that guy this year. So yeah, a lot of question mark on Anton Frandel. So at number 10, I have my ex number 31, Jackson Smith from the Tri-City Americans in the WHL. One of my favorite defensemen in this draft. 6'3", 190 pounds, lefty defenseman that go a little bit everywhere in mock draft and list to 6 to 42 overall. And I really like this guy. One of the best skater defensemen I've seen. Such a great skater. Like, look at this guy going on the ice. It's amazing. Have a lot of good stride to make the rush so much faster. And I really like also his edge work on his skating ability on the blue line. Play very well on that. But also his defensive game is on point. It's very physical. You need to work on how to use his body because I can see a little bit of Bouwmeester on him. So imagine drafted Jay Bouwmeester at number 10. That would be crazy. 29 point in 36 game this season. And not the best number, but defensively and in transition is amazing. Not the big shot defenseman, but can create a little bit of offense here and there. But I really think can be a very solid second pairing defenseman in the NHL. At number 9, I have a guy who have make a little jump, Caleb Desnoyers. He was number 11 in my first mock draft list, but right now the best prospect from the QMJHL is number 9, a 6'2", 170 pounds lefty center who play a very complete game. The ranking go between 6 to 19 overall, so it's kind of a little bit everywhere. Also, kind of like a lot of prospect. This is a guy I love a lot because he can create for his own offensively, but also create for his teammates. So he's one of the most complete player on this list, to be honest. So number wise, this guy have 52 points in 32 game, and if he continue like that, gonna score 45 goals, 57 assists for 102 points. So number wise, Caleb Denway is amazing, but Caleb Denway is not just a point guy. This guy is very solid defensively, and this year he kind of show off a little bit of his potential offensively that everybody know he had when he was younger. So Caleb Denway is an amazing prospect for any team. At number 8, I have my ex number 10 guy, Malcolm Spence. And this one is one of my personal favorite player on this draft. I just love the intensity. 6'2", 201 pounds, lefty. When you're gonna play left wing in the NHL mostly, and go between 7 to 30 overall. And to be honest, if you don't have this guy in your top 12, it's kind of weird. This guy is kind of the perfect leader for the future, for your future team. He's gonna be an awesome power forward who's gonna be very good in the D play and can be used on the power play. So this is a guy with a lot of tool, a lot of weapon, and when you watch his game style, that fits so well in the NHL. That crazy for me that some people don't put him in the top 15. So yeah, if he continue like that, gonna finish the season with 81 point in 77 game. So we have great number also. So this guy, the ice test is there, the number are there, the physicality is there, the everything is kind of there for him to be this very solid top 6 winger in the NHL. At number 7, I have maybe my second biggest riser in this list, Landon Lankovic. Was 36 in my first mock draft list, a 6'4", 190 pounds winger who shot from the left. And this guy have so much talent. Go between 8 to 25 overall in most lists. And this guy is so talented. And he know that he's good. And I love that. I know sometimes it have some half night, but the potential and the is so much there, and he have the physique to use it, and he have the tool, the skating, the shooting. And sadly, the number is not very there yet. 39 point in 31 game. Will go for 74, 75 point this season. And when you look to the highlight of Lankovic, you can see the talent and the rawness and how he score big goal in big moment. And but when you look at the number, that doesn't show up. You cannot compare him to a Cameron Schmidt or other more offensive prospect because his number are not there yet. But I really like the potential for him to be this amazing first liner winger in the NHL. So at number 6, I have my biggest riser. He was 39 in my first list. Carter Beer, playing in WHL this season, have been amazing. A 6'2", 176 pound lefty center who play a little bit of left wing this season and can go between 7 to 25th or 29 overall in some mock draft list. But this guy is one of the guys that I love the most. Such a dynamic skater, such a great facilitator for his teammate, and have 26 goals, 28 assists for 44 points in 32 games. Gonna finish this season with 103 points. And when you look at his game, this is a guy who works so hard and he is so smart and take always, not always, but mostly the right decision. So this is a guy that I think that could be a first center in the NHL in the future, or at least a second line option that's gonna be very, very good. So this is a guy who I think some people are sleeping on, and yeah, I like him a lot. So on number five, I have a guy that kind of pushed to be in my top four or top three. This is one of my favorite players, Victor Eklund. Was 21 in my first mock draft list, but a 5'11, 161 pounds, shooting from the right, left wing is amazing. Go between 5 to 13 in most lists. This guy have been amazing. He plays such a complete game, and he have been incredible in Sweden. Play with such dynamic, a great two-way option, and have show so much passion this season. Have an amazing World Cup with 6 points in 7 games, but also have been very good playing against men in Sweden with 50 points in 24 games. And I like everything about his game. He's good defensively, protect the puck very well. He's a great skater. I think he's gonna be a better version of Artturi Lehkonen. I think this is the best comparison, but he's gonna be a better and faster Artturi Lehkonen, and he's gonna be such a dangerous player in the next level. This is the type of player that any coach dream to have in his lineup, and I can see a lot of coach looking at this guy and say, "Hey, maybe we need him. Maybe we need a guy who play with that much passion, that much intensity, and he already know how to play hockey. I doesn't need to show him how to play defense or everything." So a great option to keep in mind, and I will not be surprised if he rises again in my list. So at number four, I have a guy who is not my favorite player because I'm maybe not the biggest fan of Michael Misa, but Michael Misa is number four, and he was number six in my first mock draft. A 6'1", 185-pound center I think is gonna be mostly a winger in the NHL who can play left wing and go between first overall to 7 overall. And yeah, Michael Misa is a very, very good and very creative player in the OHL right now. And this guy is such an amazing power play guy. Is amazing on the power play. Have 70 point in 36 game. Gonna finish the season with 126 point. And this is crazy for a number for overall to put, because normally a guy with those number gonna finish first or second overall at worst, but something in his game is not clicking for me. I don't know what it is, but when I'm looking at him, something is not feeling right. So this is why he's number four and not in the top three. So at number three, have maybe one of the fan favorite guy, Porter Martone. He was number two in my first list and have slipped one ranking. And this is not because of him. He have played very, very well. And he was in my mind in debate to be number one. A 6'3", 207 pounds right winger who go between 2 to 4 overall in most lists. I think I've seen him number one for a couple of people. And this is a guy who play with a lot of physicality, a lot of toughness, and I like him a lot. I think he can be a very, very good player in the NHL. I think he's going to be a playoff guy and he's going to have a great career. So 62 points this season in 30 games. Having an amazing season with 172 points if he continue like that. So number wise, Morton is perfect. So normally a guy with those numbers is gonna be number one. But I have some concern with his skating ability sometime, and some reading is not perfect, and sometime he takes some night off. But mostly this guy is perfect. Like, I'm trying to find problems in Morton game to justify why I have it number three, because this guy have been mostly perfect this year and have an amazing shot, good puck protection, and yeah, this is a guy I want in my team. If I'm a team and I have this option at number three, I don't even think about it. Like, this is the guy I need to select. So yeah, still can be my number one option. So, but yeah, we're gonna see this in the future. So at number two, I have maybe the unanimous number one pick in James Higgins. So yeah, drop one place from my first mock draft. James Higgins have been great in moment, good in others, and lackluster in some other time. But when he have shown is flashes of greatness, not good greatness, he have been amazing. He's a 5'11", 176 pound center playing in the NCAA, go mostly between first to second overall in most lists. And yeah, he have a great season with 20 point in 18 game, 9 point in 7 game in the World Cup. So the number are not bad for any metrics, but they are far away than what we expect from James Higgins this year. And maybe the expectation were a little bit too big for him. He had a very difficult start of the season this year, and I think since December, he's starting to find his groove again. So I think he's going to be a very good player in the NHL, but he's not my first overall. At number one, and I think it's not a surprise anymore because all the other players are out, Matthew Schaefer. Maybe the best prospect defenseman I've analyzed in the last couple of years. This guy have been amazing this season. And for 17 years old, he have been perfect. Like 6 foot to 185 pounds, lefty defenseman, go between first to fourth overall in most lists. And I don't want to be mean, but if you don't have Matthew Schaefer in your top five, it's kind of weird. You maybe don't like defender. That's okay, but I don't see any reason why he should be outside your top five. This guy is so good to create offensive rush and create for his teammate offensively. He have great handle. One of the best skater of this draft, forward wise and backward with or without the puck. This season, number wise, 22 point in 17 game, 2 point and 2 game in the World Cup. And again, such a great skater with the puck, very good in transition, can create space with his speed and size, protect the puck like almost perfectly for 17 years old. Like, what do you want more? This guy have a very solid first pass, and for 17 years old, defensively, he's perfect. Like, what do you want more from him? He's very good. I think if I'm a team and I want to build my blue line, this is the guy. This is the future that you want in your team. So yeah, that was my top 20. And I didn't forget Ivan Ryabkin or Roger McQueen. They have some issue, those two players this year, so they are not in my top 20. So yeah, if you like this list, you can like and subscribe. And I hope to see you next time.